25 minutes. Okay. So I don't want to take up any more of your time because I know it's valuable. And I'm just doing a little PD about using strategies in the classroom. So right now, I want you to rate your knowledge and use of strategies. If you think, I don't know what you're talking about, what is a strategy, clueless, you can give me a 1. If you think you know everything there is to know about strategies, you can give me a 5. Anywhere in between, wherever you're at, just hold up your fingers.
With kids?
Yeah, with anybody.
I was gonna say, or with everything.
Okay, so we're all about mid-range. Okay, good deal. Now, I use that strategy a lot with our kids, and I will either do thumbs up or thumbs down. And to get around the part, because especially some of our lower ELs will sit around and watch and see if, like, a special friend or something, if they give me a thumbs up, then they give me a thumbs up. But if I really want to know and I'm unsure that little Susie over there knows, I'll call on her and ask her to explain her answer or something. But I have gotten to where instead of telling them to hold it up in the air, I tell them to do it right here. Just because that way there's, they don't have to feel uncomfortable if they don't know anything. So we're talking about using strategies in your classroom. Here's our objectives: to effectively use the strategies to help EL, and I put all in parentheses, students access the content, and to be able to orally describe a strategy to implement it. Now, I put all in parentheses because even though we're specifically targeting our ELs, we all know that what you do for them only helps the other kids in the room. So this is kind of a sort of strategy, is we're gonna talk about tool usage, okay? Now, I don't know about you guys, but at my house, there's at least one more, possibly more. Don't hate me, but that look like that, okay? So I want you to imagine that you need a battery to change a battery, and you've got to get it open, whatever it is you're putting the battery in. It doesn't automatically pop off like a remote. It's got something that's got a screw, okay? So I'm digging in this drawer, trying to find my screwdriver, and I give up about 5 minutes in and say, I know how to fix this. I'm gonna get a butter knife. And I'm gonna get that butter knife, and I'm gonna dig in there, and I'm gonna get it open. And I spend about 10 more minutes, and of course, I may get it open, but it took me 20 minutes. When, if I would've had the proper tool, this little Phillips head screwdriver, could've got it done like that. But I couldn't find it in that other thing. So, strategies are like a tool, okay? They need to be easy to use, something readily available, and task specific, okay? With strategies, I want them to be fun for the most part. I try to sell a strategy as a game, okay? And Miss Pilkington and I had a conversation yesterday about using manipulatives and things like that as strategies and things like that. And there's gonna be some kids that are like, especially as you get older ones too. But for the most part, they seem to like them. And I've even had kids, like if we do a certain strategy and they like it, they say, oh, can we do that one again? I really like to do that one. But they need to be task specific, because you don't want to use a strategy that only works on higher level thinking just to do a review of your math problems that day or whatever. But most strategies can be adapted to grade level, or like your small groups, because I know you guys switch up on your small groups now. So you might want to use it in small groups, or you might want to use it whole group, or you might want to use it like if you teach summer school, you might be teaching a different grade. You might be teaching the older ones. So strategies you can use with younger, older, in between, everything. So those make it easy to do. The first strategy that I want to talk about is the Go Fish strategy. Okay, now one thing I want to say about this actual video came from our website that we have, Elevation Strategies. Now, I don't know if you've used or logged on to Elevation, but y'all, we are so blessed to have that in our county. And it does cost a lot of money, but we can give you some tutorials and stuff on using it. But the strategy piece, there's I think 108 different strategies on there that you could use. And not only does it give you the strategy, nearly every one of them have a video of a teacher doing it. You can change how you're going to find it you can do it by grade level, you can do it by subject area, you can do it by topic. So there's lots of different ways to look at different strategies in there. And it not only gives you a video with most of them, like if it has worksheets that go with it, it gives you the actual worksheets so you can print it off. It gives you the instructions, and it also breaks down your students with specific strategies that you can use according to their levels for ELs. So that's invaluable, because like if you've got a non-speaker sitting over there, it tells you exactly what to do with a level 1 student, exactly what you need to do with level 2, level 3, and level 4. And it'll show up in there too. It'll have their names listed, because now we've got them assigned to you. So, Ms. Pilkington, you've got, I think, 5 or 6 kids in your room. So, and they're all varying different levels. So if you want to do a listening activity, it'll give you their specific listening breakdowns. If you're doing a speaking activity, it does it by their speaking score, reading score, writing score, whatever you're doing, okay? I'm gonna play this short video right quick. This is about the Go Fish strategy. Has any of y'all ever done the Go Fish one?
Last year.
So it's like playing Go Fish. You'll like it, I think.
Vocabulary lessons from Learn Their Way. The lesson is for my 2nd and 3rd grade special ed LPC class, and it's called Go Fish. And it's just like the childhood game Go Fish. I created that very simple card with 4 cards with 8 different word families written on them. 5 cards are dealt to each player, and the remainder of the cards are facing to the middle. I directed my lesson to the needs of all my students
words, and I think some color matching going on there, but can you think of a way that you could use this in your classroom?
Well, could you use it with definitions?
Vocabulary is what I was gonna say.
You could use it with definitions, and that one person could have the word, the actual word, and one person could have the definition. You could even actually have one card that had a picture on it of the word.
Could you use it with, your red words?
Yes,
The way I used it last year, and see, I forgot about this, see, I got it somewhere. I used the multisyllabic, the big words, and the other person had to find the base word, is how I did it last year. And I did it in my small group in my table.
I have it with the red words, that's what I did in first grade, and then I did it last year too. So I have that one.
so there's lots of different ways to use it, and there's ways to use it even like in math. Like if you, maybe they had done their homework sheet or their page, and, one person could have the answer, the other person could have the problem, which that strategy is on here next, and that one's a little bit different, but I just wanted to show you two different ones. This, next one, let's see.
Vocabulary lessons from words that
I messed that up again. Okay, I wanna go there. Okay, I just put this in the slide deck and I just made this. So like you could make your own, you could write it, you don't have to type up anything, but if I wanna save something, I probably need to do it in a Google Doc or something. But you could write the words, you could write maybe even a sentence with the words or something. So there's lots of different ways you could do it. And most of these strategies that I try, y'all, when I try them, it's not gonna look pretty, it's not gonna look perfect, polished. And these strategies, if you've never done like this particular strategy and you were thinking about using it, you might want to use it in your small group, give them the directions, play it with them one time, and then put it in the rotation for the classroom work when they're working on their own, kinda give them a heads up. And most of these you can do like that. Some of these they could probably catch on by themselves. Okay, this is another strategy, and this is in the second grade classroom, of I have, who has. Have you ever done that one?
Those cards,
You
yeah.
like that one?
I love it.
And there's all different ways to do it, and y'all would think, I know most of y'all have lower elementary experience, but y'all, my high school kids love to play these. And it's all because I sell it like a game. Who wants to play a game today? And they're like, oh, yeah, let's do that one.
But the only way I've seen it done is with ABCs. Is that pretty much?
Well, let me show you.
Okay,
She's doing it with sight words, I think.
okay, good deal.
Okay, so we're gonna play I have, who has for your second grade sight words as a review. So these are all words that you should already know, but we're gonna practice them so we get more, more faster. Okay? When you get them, lay them out in front of you. Make sure that you know what your words are. You can ask for help.
that strategy that I have, who has, like if it was gonna be sight words or something, I would probably, that looked like a pretty fun game, and that might be something that I would laminate and keep up, because that would make an excellent station just for review even. But you could do it like with your vocabulary words again, you could do it with your math facts, especially, don't they start multiplication in second grade? No, not anymore, thank God. But any addition facts, subtraction facts, or whatever, or even their actual assignments that they're doing. And actually, that strategy was not part of Elevation, so that's why I picked it for the PowerPoint. And when we get done with the PowerPoint and everything, I'm gonna send you the digital copy too, because I've got some links in here in a minute. The third strategy is not in Elevation, it's one I learned in college, and they love this one. I think they were doing something similar to like basketball or whatever. But, you could use your vocabulary words or your study question words in any subject, or you could use your math problems. You can put either question, words, answers. If you have lower level ELs on this one and on the two previous ones as well, always include a picture if you can. Anytime you can include a picture helps them. Like at the first, when I showed you that junk drawer, they might, like if I was just talking about junk drawer, they would be like, what is that? They wouldn't ask, but they wouldn't know what it was either. But if you show them a picture, then they're like, oh, I got that, I know what that is. We got one of those at our house. But you're gonna take the questions and put them on strips of paper, and then you wad the paper up into a ball, one piece surrounding the ball. If you know the number of students you have, you may wanna write several of the key questions more than once. So if there's a particular vocabulary word that they're struggling with, if you're doing vocab or something like that, you might wanna put that in there 3 times so that they get more exposure to it. The ones that you're not so worried about, just put in there once. Does that make sense? And you could even do it like for a review for test or anything. But actually, here's your copies too. I got your digital copy too. But actually, I made one for this. Okay, we got 5 minutes, so we're still gonna play it. We're gonna play it. I'm gonna throw it to Miss Pepper. I'm a terrible thrower, and it came apart. Of course. There you go. There's your part. Okay, so peel one piece off, just one.
Alright, strategy you are most interested in.
Okay, so what's one of these strategies that we covered that you're most interested in?
This onion one right
The
here.
onion
They
one
get to throw
sounds like
things.
fun, they get to throw
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and you have to give some explicit directions about aiming it at people or whatever like that. Okay, I'm gonna try to give it around here more. Alright, Miss Pierce. Yay, and you just peel off the top layer. What does yours say?
I have nothing.
You have nothing. That means you got a free choice. You didn't have to answer anything. Aren't you excited? All right, Mr. Rogers. Woohoo! What'd you get?
How can you use one strategy for math? I have who has, you could put addition facts or subtraction facts on them.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one for math. And like I said, when you actually do them, sometimes they don't mess up. Sometimes you have to do them 2 or 3 different times or with different. Look at that. Yeah, that's how they do me in class. Hey!
Now look.
I didn't say I was a good thrower.
Oh, it went all the way under the.
I did not say that I was a good thrower.
Y'all just wanna see my,
Oh, it's way over there.
Want to get the
We need
broom?
my broom.
We have a broom.
We might need the broom.
I got it.
You got it.
I'm
Well, I'm gonna have to
inventive.
have the broom this one.
I'm inventive. I made an extra arm with a piece of paper for.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like onions, but this looks like a little fun game right here.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
see what
nice.
it says. How does Elevation help you to accommodate your ELs? Well, you just told me that there is 108 strategies on there with videos. That's
Mhm.
very important. So if I don't know how to get to Elevation,
Well, we'll help you with that. That's what I was gonna say. At the end of this, if you have any questions or you want us to do some additional PD or whatever, we'll be glad to do it.
I like that.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
I don't even know what else I wrote, let's see what else I wrote.
So does the elevation, does the strategies are, like, if I'm doing author's purpose of one day, is it,
You could look up you could look it up by author's purpose.
oh, okay,
You
okay,
could look it up by ELA, you could look it up by second grade,
okay.
there's different ways to look it
But
up.
it is by our standards, so it's easy to find.
Yeah,
Okay.
some of them will have the standards on, some of them will have an actual, like, lesson planned out.
Are they
But you-
updated to the new standards?
I'm not sure, it's not really set for like state standards, but I think it's by topics.
Okay, gotcha.
This one says, one thing you liked about the Pill Dungeon, well, it looks like fun. We already talked about that one. And I think they'll have a blast with it. Now, see, my high school kids, they love this one. And we would use it for test review, you know, I just have the questions on here or the answers or whatever. Favorite strategy, I think, probably Pill Dungeon is everybody's. But I do like, oh, there's another blank one. I didn't have to answer. You know, if you had a non-speaker or something, I put in some blanks so that we would have enough, a big enough file to do it. But if you had a low speaker or a non-speaker, you could actually, you know, maybe not so much with this one because this one's random. But the other ones, you could give them a picture card and have them identify. You know, make sure like if it's I have, you have, that they have the one that's got the picture of the thing that you know, or they can, you know, phone a friend, ask their partner to help them, whatever like that, okay? And then the last slide in here is just talking, it's got the link to Elevation, and I can help you get signed in if you, now that's where, if you ever lose the hard copy that we give you of their plans are all in there. But there's a particular section in there that's strategies, that you can use all that. And then I found these strategy cards, and my little timer's going off, perfect timing. I found these strategy cards online, and I'm sending you the link. I think there's 64 of them, and I didn't want to print them all out. But what I would do is kind of look through them and see if any of them interest you, and maybe punch a hole in it at the top, put it on a ring, and keep it with your lesson plans, and just try a new strategy. Maybe this is the perfect time for stuff like this, because we'll be through with ACAP, but you're still gonna be doing some instruction, and they're bored, and they're tired, so you wanna do something fun. I mean, you could even do it with a grammar exercise. I can see lots of different ways that you can do it. All right, so are there any questions? Nope. And like I said, later on, if you want to get with us about anything else, we'll be glad to help you. I'm gonna give everybody a Post-it note, and we're gonna do one more strategy. It's called the hashtag strategy. So it can be anything about this lesson. Just put hashtag and whatever you think. This will be your exit salute.
Is it a one-worder or? is it a
Whatever,
sentence?
however you wanna do it.
Oh, she's gonna
say,
outdo me.
No, oh, fun, I like that. I love the Pill Dungeon. I like it. Y'all are great.
That's for fun. Small bag. But I also like my other strategy that I, you know, was doing that day you came in, the beach ball.
Yes, they love anything like that.
The
Anything
beach
they gotta
ball.
throw.
And wherever their thumb lands, that's what they're answering.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I've got some of those, and we've actually got one back here that we were playing a game with. But I bought these, I think, at Dollar Tree.
I was gonna say, I've got.
And you can write on them with a
Fridays.
Sharpie or a Expo, but the Expo comes off when they roll it. So we write on it with a Sharpie and then use alcohol to get it out. But you could write your questions on there. Or you could do something about calling on them or whatever. Now, one thing that we do with the kids in here that we notice, not particular to second grade, but everybody, we try to write down what our topic is. And I always put it on the back, that's our learning target, was EL strategies. And we try to go over all 4 of those things in every lesson. So we ask the kids, did we do reading? And they give us a thumbs up, yes, we did reading. Did we do writing? Yes. Did we do listening? Yes. Did we do speaking? Yes. So we try to hit all 4 of our targets every time, and we ask them at the end of class. We also work on complete sentences. So instead, I wouldn't have them do the hashtag because they're too young for that. But like we would make them answer us in a complete sentence. Tell me one thing you learned today in a complete sentence. And most of the time we get, like if we did this with them, they'd say peeled onion, and we'd say, what about a peeled onion? We need to know. So then they come around, and sometimes we have to give them starters and things like that, but, all right, y'all are done. And y'all can- Huh? Oh, my garbage,
So you're sending our.
and I'll send you a digital copy of the PowerPoint too, so you can use the link.
And then it was
Thank y'all so much.
He said.
Like I said, we need to stop at this point.
And then the next one says, such an